Hey you guys, it's Beginnings here. I hope your week is going well so far. Today's video I am going to be playing some Cresht with Punish, specifically with Punish. Yes, it has been a little bit since I've released a Cresht with Punish video, but he's still super strong, super fun. So here we go. You'll notice in the build that I eventually built, or rather, I said you should build Leviathan, but I don't think that you should build Leviathan very early on. In fact, I think you should do it like after your first or second item, honestly. That's really when it becomes more useful, because once you upgrade your Punish to whatever it's called, I think it's called Frostbite, but I actually think that might be from ML instead of AoV, and I don't want to be crucified, so we're not going to give it an actual name. If you have the upgraded Punish, and then you can punish heroes, obviously, and that can cause you to miss some of the punishes. Unfortunately, I do not get the blue buff there. I didn't actually plan on invading because they had a Nacroth, but then their support kind of just let me walk into the enemy's blue buff. Unfortunately, didn't really work out, specifically because I didn't build the jungle item first item, but we live and we learn. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to continue to be as annoying as possible to this Nacroth. We want to make him a sad boy. I don't think he actually got any vision of me walking into this bush, but Sephira did kind of give us away. So we are going to have to back up until the Talanis comes in. And I just am going to go ahead and walk up. Unfortunately, don't get that punish either. My punish just didn't go off fast enough. But we'll be fine because we have our little jump. We are a slippery little fish boy. We'll be okay. No big deal. And us being annoying like this really just makes it better for us because their team is being forced to collapse prematurely, which means that they're losing farm, they're losing gold, blah, 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 etc., etc. It also slows down Nacroth's first clear, and it makes it so he cannot counter invade or solo invade like Nacroth normally does. Just a few things to keep in mind. I had a feeling that the Nacroth was going to be on the Sentinel, and Enzo did start his red buff, so I knew that that was going to be the first buff to come back up for us, and also blue buff would be the first for them. So obviously just going to go ahead and jump in and take that blue buff. As you can see by that Nacroth immediately just ulting me and doing as much damage as possible. He was really upset that he lost that blue buff. He kind of threw a little bit of a tantrum. Unfortunately, he's not going to be getting any kills here, I don't think. Actually, okay, maybe Florentino dies. But other than that, it's okay. He's the only one that dies, and I don't even think Nacroth got the kill. Pretty sure it was the Zuka. But because Florentino dies, because I'm so low, and Sephira rotated a little bit late, don't think we're really going to be able to take a fight here. That is at least until Enzo gets a pretty good hook, and then I manage to land my ult onto that Zuka. I actually want to just back off because they both get their shields, but Enzo lands a really good hook once again, and the Zuka jumps back in, so I know that we can go for this dive here as long as I tank the tower, and I am just tanking until my team can finish off that Alistair. And that was a little bit of a close one, but completely calculated, guys. Don't worry about it. Not a single drop of sweat on my brow right now. I knew we would be able to pull that off, no problem. I also know that Nacroth's next buff that is going to be up is going to be his blue again, because I'm pretty sure he got red during that entire fiasco. I know I no longer have the blue buff, and once that runs out, I have approximately 20 seconds until his blue buff respawns. That's another thing to keep in mind, guys, is that the timers for buffs is 1 minute, 30 seconds. You have the buff for 70 seconds, and then 20 seconds after the buff expires, it respawns. So I'm just going to go ahead and be annoying here. Once again, I do manage to get the blue buff. That is now two blue buffs in a row that the Nacroth has lost, it's pretty detrimental for him. I know that my Enzo is going to be able to finish off that Annette there, especially since I pushed her back into him. So I don't really have to help too much more, but I do stick around just in case she does somehow manage to slip away. Now I know that Nacroth's red is going to be the next buff up, and so I'm camping for it. I'm waiting for my Talanis to come on over, but she's taking a while. I think she's taking the bird or something for some reason. Pretty annoying, but we will manage to take that red buff, and Nacroth does kind of just give up here. He will fall in just a little second. Oh, actually he lives, and Enzo backs off, and so does Talanis and Sephara for some reason. So yeah, we just have to go ahead and not do anything at all there except for get the red buff. At this point, blue buff is the next buff that I would be looking at. Just going to go ahead and help this Sephara clear this wave, mostly because she has really bad wave clear, and if you haven't noticed already, she always rotates second. So I'm trying to fix that problem by helping her clear her wave, which means that she can rotate faster. It's crazy how that works, huh? It doesn't actually end up working too well because she kind of is just useless for a while. But it doesn't matter because I will be getting this blue buff once again. That is the third blue buff in a row that we have gotten. Nacroth is really, really mad right now. They want to go for this dive here, but Florentino is really just like immediately stunned. I also know that the Annette is kind of around, and I was waiting for that to come out, that ult right there. And unfortunately, we will not be able to finish the kill onto the Zuka, but we can dive this Annette, especially with Florentino and Sephara around. We are going to kill the Annette and finish off this tower here. We also pushed off the Zuka. We know that he is back off the map, recalling, so we can look to make more plays on the map, especially around top side, because Zuka just showed back up bot. You saw my enchantment proc there. I am not going to be putting the same enchantment that I used in the game at the beginning of this video, just because I really don't like that enchantment. It feels really weak. To get hit 20 times in a fight is like actually an insane amount of hits. I don't think that'll really ever happen unless you're against like a really weak Lindis or a really weak Valheim. So we make our way to the Nacroth's red buff once again, but my ult isn't quite up yet. Thankfully, Nacroth does end up just killing himself before anything really crazy happens. My ult is now up, and Enzo is pushing out top. I have a pretty good feeling that we will be able to take this top tower, especially since I am able to single-handedly push this Violet away from the tower. You can see I have to ping the tower a few times for Enzo to get the idea that, hey, maybe, yeah, you should be hitting that tower. Good job, we finally got it. Enzo is going to be heading back into his jungle. He has his blue up, but I really want to do this dragon, especially since they have quite a few people showing bots underneath their second tier tower. It is kind of just the perfect time. Why not? It's free gold on the map. We don't really have much else to do except for clear the waves that we have already cleared, and also the jungle that we've already cleared as well. Unfortunately, because of this Alistair having insane amounts of wave clear, we're not going to be able to push this tower with this wave, just because he's going to be able to, I guess, cripple the wave quite a bit. I just jump in knowing that I have my ultimate, knowing that I have my shields, trusting that I will be able to zone the enemy team safely, and it does end up working out. Here, I am just immediately building towards my guys because we have like 4 damage dealers. We don't need any other amounts of damage. Really, I am just becoming a tanky boy. I am our front line. I ping my team to attack the Dark Slayer because now is a really good time with Nacroth being dead and us having pressure topside. But instead, Enzo and Talanis are going to be doing some super crazy stuff. Whoops, sorry. And we end up seeing the Zuka bot lane anyways, so that is just another free pick on top of that. At least that's what we thought. It turns out that Sephara is going to be blowing her flicker, and and we will end up getting the kill onto the Zuka eventually regardless. Enzo goes back to clear his red before we do this dragon, and this will go down in just a second, especially since we have Enzo, Talanis, Sephara, and Florentino. We absolutely destroy that Darkslayer. I ping bot because that is the lane I want to push. It is the lane with the most towers, so we will be getting the most bang for our buck with that with that Drake rather that we get from killing the Darkslayer. But unfortunately, my team decides to go for the ARAM method, and the Nakroth and Zuka kind of end up just clearing our way for free. I don't know what they're doing. They're kind of just dancing around. Tell isn't dropping the Drake with the wave at all. I'm assuming she's trying to eventually push it mid, but I don't know. I'm just as confused as you guys are. It's actually funny that she drops it bot after the wave is cleared and Alistair is there to actually damage it. I don't know, guys. We got the bot tier 2. Yay, the dragon's almost dead. Good job, us. Probably the biggest pet peeve of mine right now is people who either misuse or like blatantly waste the Drake. It's such a strong resource in this game, especially with teams that have bad siege, that I don't know. Like, I have my ult here, so I know I'm fine. I go ahead and hit the Alistair and the Violet, and we will manage to kill both of them. And not only that, but I think that Zuka was dead already, so we're just gonna go ahead and kill him as soon as he comes back in. Nakroth is really low. Annette blows her ultimate. We managed to take down the mid high ground tower, and the game will be ending here in just a second, literally any minute now. I think we kill Nakroth for, yep, okay, there we go. The game is over. We won. I destroyed the Nakroth in his jungle. I took like 4 of his buffs. He had a rough time. In fact, I think the enemy was flaming the Nakroth, but it really wasn't his fault. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, guys. And I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I did making this video. I will see you guys next time. See you.